Hey guys, what's going on? Normally what I do with these characters is stop motion. So maybe you've seen a few of my videos where I animate Spidey Man here on the table right behind me. So my review of figures and characters is probably a little bit different than your everyday collector. What's more important to me is the articulation of the character. So when I buy a character, when I look for something like this Terminator Endoskeleton, the major thing for me is how well it moves when I try to animate it, and I'll show you that as we progress in this video. But for now, I just wanted to show you a quick unboxing of something that I've probably been out for, maybe a year, maybe a few years, probably at this point. But this is the Terminator Endoskeleton. It is from a company called Neca, which is actually in Hillside, New Jersey, which I didn't know till I read that right now, and I am in New Jersey somewhere. So that's pretty cool. I did not know that. So it comes with a little gun here, and I'll take it out so you guys can see. That's the left side of the box. That's the rear of the box. If you can see that, it says target identified, specs, model T-800, endoskeleton. If you guys are familiar with the Terminator series, the term T-800 should be very familiar to you. It features Skynet, most advanced control system, fully armored in hyper-alloy sheath around vital areas. We'll see how that looks when I take it out of the box. Frictionless bearings in its joints allow the unit to maneuver through its range of motions faster than previous models. So that is what enticed me to buy this box, because some characters look really, really good when you hold them in your hand, such as this Gears of War character. But as I animate it, it's quite herky-jerky, and it has a lot of play like this. See this? That makes animating very, very challenging for stop motion. So you really got to be careful with this character. And this arm falls off all the time. Yeah, all the time. Doesn't matter what I do. It pops right off. But, of course, it's not doing it now. Oh, there it goes. So this one comes off really easy. This one doesn't come off as easily as this arm. So this arm usually falls off a lot. So we'll just put that aside, and we'll put that back together later. But in last couple things here, in the event of critical damage, a secondary power source allows the unit a margin of time to complete its mission, which, as we know, is to eliminate Sarah Connor, or depending on what movie you're watching. I was not a big fan of the latest Terminator with Arnold back in it. Kind of flipped the script a little bit, and made your hero not your hero anymore, sort of. Last thing, when set to autonomous mode, it can learn like a human being, actually becoming more efficient as time goes on. I don't care about any of that stuff. What I care about is how the Terminator Endoskeleton will move, and we will put that to its challenge. So I'm going to open up the box now. I did pre-open it, but that was just to make the video go by a little bit faster. I did not want to bore you with me unwrapping the packaging in the back. So when you first take a look at it, it does look pretty awesome. Getting out of the box was not so bad. So as you can see here is your endoskeleton. And I have pretty average sized hands. So this, is probably about 6 inches long. And he has pretty much no weight to him whatsoever. Here's the rear of the character, and comparative to Spidey, that's how Spidey, a little bit smaller, definitely smaller than my endoskeleton. So you can see here the size differential in the two of them. So there's probably about a good 1.5 inch height on Terminator T-800 over my Spidey. It's really, really light, surprisingly, and it's got these wings on the back, these like flaps, which what do they say? Something made in China, yada yada. I've never seen these flaps open in any of the Terminator movies. I was pretty young when the first Terminator came out, so I'm very familiar with the character. A couple things here. We'll go through the arm, rotate to the left and to the right. Not bad, so you can actually animate it a little bit at a time, bend the arm up. You got decent rotation here too, so that's pretty good. No movement in the fingers, kind of like a little rubbery feel to it. knee joints do bend, so I might be able to do a little bit of walking with T800. There's a little ball joint here, if you can see that, to keep him from standing up, to keep him help standing up, and the toe flaps do move back and forth. Can you see that? There you go. So the flaps will move, the toe flaps will move. As far as the head movement, I'm trying, but nothing's happening. So no noggin rotation, if you like that term, noggin rotation. It does not go up and down the head. Doesn't do much in the way of any head movement. The abdomen, I'm talking pretty much that's it. So if you're looking from up top, so I can rotate. If I stop motion, I could do a little bit of pivot here and there, but not a tremendous amount of movement in the character. The arms are where I'm going to be able to sell the T800 in its movement. So this is where I'm going to live with the T800, and I'm going to put him down real quick to see if he'll even balance. So this is the first attempt to get him to balance. So we'll put him there. Okay, so actually not too bad. I was able to get him to stand up with a minimal amount of effort, which is pretty nice. But as I begin to animate him, he's going to need to be on a stable surface, somehow bolted down, and I have a trick for that, which I'll share in later videos. So to me, the character probably will animate the best as it possibly can with his arm movements up and down, fully overhead, like this. So I could do a full overhead T100. These flaps are actually a little bit annoying to me. I might glue those down because I could care less if the back flap's open or not. Like I said, the abdomen has this little protective thing right here. Do you see that? It's kind of like a little flap as well. Kind of matches the back flaps here, which have no purpose except aesthetics, because I don't see why this would need to be open and closed. So you can do some really good things with the arm. Like I said, it's $18.99. For me, the stop motion that I put it through, that you guys will see at the end of this video, is really what's going to sell it to me and the viewers of the videos. This little wire, I already thought it was broke, but I see it is connected. So this is like really, really loose here. Can you guys see that? It's a real flimsy right here and right here. 1 and 2. So the paint job is decent. You can see down below where it's silver painted. These were once probably thin black rubber strings. You can see down in here they're still black from not getting painted. I got some pistons down here and here, 1, 2. I wouldn't animate him too crazily because I don't think he's meant to move around too much. But if I just need him in certain scenes to be a Terminator, I think I could sell it good enough to make it look good. And like I said, we'll show you that towards the end of the video. So sometimes characters for me are going to be a little bit the way that I'm able to animate it is what's going to matter significantly to me, such as the Marvel Legends, War Machine. I mean, these characters are really, really good for $20. You got full head rotation, you got weapons on the back, you got a little bit of turn, and you definitely have some leg movements that you can pull off some good stop motion with these characters. I'm sure you guys have seen some videos like that out there with the Iron Man, Legends characters, which are really, really awesome. But before we get out of here, I'll show you, your other Gears of War characters. See, this is what I mean. Characters that look really, really good, but they're, that's really hard to keep steady when I'm animating, my Gears of War characters, because he pivots. If you do too much, he'll fall forward and fall back before you know it. But Gears of War characters are probably one of the most well-built and most detailed design characters that I own. But T800 is pretty cool. I do have an old version of, he's not old. I guess he's an updated version of an older Batman from back in the day. He's pretty cool too. He gets funny arm movements. Articulation with these guys is really quirky. So I have a video on YouTube for like 10 seconds just showing you this guy. But without further ado, we'll get into what I'm able to do with the T800 via dragon frame, and I'll do some stop motion. And the last thing I'll show you before we split is I'll show you the gun, which comes with the T800. it's still taped down here. So let me just quickly get it out and see how well it stays in his hand, because, you know, what's a Terminator without a weapon, right? I don't even know if that's, let's just drop this right in there. A little flimsy. I don't really, not really digging on that so much. We'll put this. There we go. Okay. I don't think I like him holding it there. That looks a little silly, no? I mean, that could be completely wrong. Probably is. So we'll put it in here. Let's see if that makes any difference. No. I think he's kind of just meant to hold it. I'll have to figure out a way to get a gun to actually stay in his hand. Because if you look at like the Gears of War characters, I mean, they did such a good job. Look at, I mean, that gun's not going anywhere. See that? I mean, this gun is going nowhere. So you put these guns in the Gears of War characters, and it's staying there. I mean, that's it. Look at that. I mean, they're for the same price too, and the detail that you get on these Gears of War characters is ridiculously good. So, but you know, for $18.99, if you're a Terminator fan and you need some, you know, I need to have some stop motion in the robot T-800 in your videos, you know, we'll see what I can do with it. But as far as getting this gun to stay, I'm going to have to work it out somehow. All right, so let's see how it does in stop motion, and we'll see you guys the next time. And I'm looking for, Deadpool probably coming up next. I'm looking for some Deadpool characters that aren't so expensive. You know, I've seen some for $25, but I think I'm going to spend a little bit more money for that character. But we'll see how the stop motion looks. So enjoy, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.